Scott Brockman had a family issue, could not make it. Chip was kind enough to jump in. And the good news is I've heard Scott a couple of times, but I've never heard Chip, so I'm gonna learn something today. And this is an industry that is very close to my heart. I wanna get this right. Chip is the Air Service Research and Development Manager.
Correct.
So he's gonna tell you what he does, he's gonna tell you how he got to do what he does, but he's the guy that goes out and beats the bushes and tries to get air service into our almost soon-to-be brand-new airport.
New terminal, concourse.
And he'll talk about that too. So Chip, my friend,
All
my
right.
new friend,
New friend.
take it away.
Thanks. Thank y'all this afternoon. Yeah, my name's Chip Gentry. I'm with the Airport Authority. I've been here since May of 2017. I came out of, believe it or not, out of a smaller airport in Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama. But prior to that, I was 24 years in the airline industry, routing aircraft, fleet and route development, determine what size aircraft was best to serve a market, how many times a day, what the fare should be. At the same time, we realized in the airport industry, several airports needed this role. They never had this role. It's a very new role in the airports, probably about 8 years. And 8 years might not sound new to you, but since airports have been around almost 100 years, it's just in the infancy stages. And so it's what we do is we partner with several, the key thing is to identify what your city's demands are. And you move forward, and the easiest route is you befriend or you become with partners either through your board or whatnot with community leaders. And the chamber and the tourisms, they have the best data in the world that tells you what they're both, and both of their missions are the same, but targeting different people, a business traveler who doesn't care about fare, and if you guys are in the hotel piece, you're gonna love the business travelers. Trust me, you will, because they don't care about, they don't beat you down on price, and they pick up a lot of your ancillary revenue piece. And then you have the tourism piece, which is very huge. And then the tourism piece, those individuals tend to be more price conscious, and they don't stay, they purchase their rooms or flights and everything ahead of time. So I'm gonna that's just a real quick overview. I'll go into a little bit more. But one thing, this is a cool slide that we talk about the importance of, to show you how this is a world view of tracking of aircraft. As you see, it's daytime, it's nighttime across the Atlantic. As you see, the sun moves across, and how the flights in Europe build up, and they start to go to sleep over here in Asia, and then we go to sleep in the U.S. And as it comes across, you'll see it pops back up. So aviation is it's a lifeblood. It's around the world. It's interesting. If you research a lot of stuff up until about, believe it or not, like as little as 45 years ago, the average person in the world never traveled beyond 6 miles from where they live. Today, it's affordable. Airfare is affordable. What does that say? There's an old adage out there that says a mile of runway can take you to the world, anywhere in the world. And so we see that, and this just focuses a little bit on that to give a graphical piece. At the same time, I don't know how many of y'all are from Memphis originally, but we used to have a hub here. Back in 2013 was when Delta dehubbed. They took us down. We had 300 plus flights a day. Took us all the way down to right now. Well, we actually back in 2013 we probably dipped down to about 60 flights a day. Big difference, because when you have 300 flights a day, you're picking up all sorts of fees from passengers, purchasing, barbecue in the airport, which the way we're structured, with the contracts with our concessionaires and their vendors, we actually take a portion of their revenue. It just depends on whatever we can negotiate to, but it's anywhere from 20 to 30% of their profits we would take. So it behooves us to move a lot of people through that airport, so we can actually those funds go in and they pay for the uses of the facility, you know, the janitorial piece, the little things, all the way down to like toilet paper, paper towels in a bathroom. So we're cost conscious at the same time we get environmentally focused also. So it's very important that, you know, at the same time we can have some inside revenue inside the terminal to lower our overall costs, so we don't have to hit the airlines up to ask them to carry this level of cost. So, and one of the key things that you have the Allegiance of the world and the Frontiers, and there's another one out there that is Spirit Airlines that we're desperately trying to attract. They're what we call the ultra low cost. How many people in here have been on? Okay, yeah. Well, which one did you get? Allegiant? Oh, you did?
Frontier. I did Allegiant to Vegas and Frontier back.
Yeah, right. So what was you mind me asking, sharing with the room what your fare was?
I think in all to and from it was about 300.
Oh, was that high? Okay, never mind. Okay, that's okay.
But I didn't pay for it, so I'm not exactly.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. A few months ago, I went out to Vegas and I did a round trip on Allegiant, and I ended up dropping. I think it was like $48 round trip.
What?
Yeah, I packed a. They get you on the bag fee, so you always cram everything you can in the backpack. They like that. But it was funny. We joked around in the office that my Uber was more than my round trip to Vegas to Memphis. Yeah. So yeah. But this is the list of our carriers, and one of the big things that we have. Well, I don't know if it's of interest to you guys or not, but one of the key things, one of the airlines we have that is a tremendous success story for us is literally Air Canada. That is because of the way Toronto is positioned, and the airplanes fly over the poles. That's our quickest destination, our quickest route time to Europe and Asia, and for us, that's big money. Those passengers are paying, especially in Asia, they're probably paying about $2,500 to $3,200 one way. And their businesses are, and with the number of exporters here in Memphis, this is huge to us to get them. It's not just FedEx being the distribution capital of America, you know. So everybody ends up, from everybody in this room, we have a diverse customer base, from students to locals to businesses, even all the way in on the tourism of like Elvis Week in August. Very huge for us, and now we've learned one of the big things we have is, this is going to sound crazy, but this is when you dive into the data, it's amazing what you find. The International Blues Festival comes here it was just here recently in January, I believe. Who knew? 325 bands from Norway. So now we're discovering that Norway is actually a destination, but the problem with Norway being a destination, it's only a destination in January. And it's pretty interesting. It comes here, the traffic's kind of one way, so we've got to be careful and not allow that data to skew our mission, or either we figure a way to promote the tourism back into Norway from here. And we're actually finding a little bit of that popping up in the summer months when it's a great time to go to Norway. I kind of understand why they come here in January, but they, so you have what I call these, this is my chipisms, or chipbonics. I call them Easter eggs, surprise eggs. You dig into the data and you start finding, you know, little things. And these surprise Easter eggs, they can surprise you in a good way and a very bad way. So we can get into that in a bit. So right here's our current destination route map. How many people are not from Memphis in here? Or where are you from?
Knoxville.
Oh, okay, well, all right, well, we don't have air service there, sorry, but, you know, but, it might be easier for you to fly sometimes to connect instead of how long of a drive is that?
To Knoxville, it's 6 hours.
Is that long?
Yeah.
The same state? Wow, okay.
Or shoot, you got another hour after that if you want to go to Bristol or
That's
North
amazing.
Carolina.
That's amazing, you know, when you get into it, it's almost kind of like Texas in a way, it's just so huge. Yeah, for you guys, you got the variety of destinations. If you notice, Frontier for some reason dropped us on Vegas in January and February. They didn't call us for anything, just to go back in the schedule. So, but you know, this is a great you see our destinations are heavy down in Florida. And like for you guys, if you guys are interested in getting into you know, just getaways, I really encourage you guys to look at Allegiant or Frontier. I mean, they got some incredible fares. And then this, if you have allegiance toward an airline, here's our nonstop cities. I'm not sure if you guys are too much into that, either way. Yeah, the next piece, this is something that's helped us tremendously, is, and how you guys can kind of apply this, is back in 2008, our average sized aircraft was 59 seats, and then it slowly grew in 13, and now today, because the low-cost carriers, they use bigger airplanes, so our average seats per departure is 104. And where this would play into the hotel industry, you're gonna have a lot of people. You gotta have a lot of ability, capacity for your rooms, and that's a piece that I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's something y'all would take into account in the hotelier world.
Oh, it's all part of the mix,
Mhm.
certainly.
Right.
Of course, with us here in Memphis, we look at about a 300-mile radius,
Okay.
which is, of course, a drive market.
Right. Right.
And
But
of course, it's harder to track.
the drives are very hard to track, but at the same time, there's technology out there we're working with tourism on that actually tracks the Visa cards and where they're used. And if someone actually views the tourism's website on whatever device, hopefully it's a phone, it puts a cookie on your phone and it actually tracks your car as you're